The man accused of trying to assassinate former President and Republican candidate Donald Trump on his Florida golf course has faced court overnight. 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh has appeared before a judge charged with 2 federal gun-related crimes.
He could face further and more serious charges as the Secret Service comes under fresh scrutiny for the second attempt on Mr Trump's life during the presidential campaign. North America correspondent Barbara Miller is there in West Palm Beach, Florida for us. Barb, good morning. So what did we learn from that court hearing?
Good morning. Well, the 58-year-old suspect was brought in shackled, wearing prison uniform, but he appeared pretty relaxed as he faced these 2 charges, federal firearms charges, one relating to possessing a firearm while a convicted felon, that's related to an earlier conviction, and one related to possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Now, he could face further charges directly related to what authorities say was an apparent attempt to assassinate Donald Trump once their investigation gets more in depth. Now, we heard a little bit of their early investigations, and they've said that the early analysis of this man's phone data suggests that he was in the vicinity of that golf course, literally, they think, in the tree line for almost 12 hours before a Secret Service agent allegedly spotted the barrel of his rifle poking through the tree line and took aim, and he then fled the scene. A witness saw the car he got into. The witness took a photograph of the car's license plate, and he was able to be tracked down in a neighbouring county. Another interesting detail, among the possessions that he left allegedly at the scene, including the weapon and a GoPro camera, was a bag of food, in a plastic bag of food. So this suggesting that he had been there for some time, that there was some level of planning clearly that had gone into his actions. And if further charges are down the track able to be brought, we would expect that kind of detail to feed into that criminal complaint.
Now, the Secret Service is clearly under scrutiny, Barb. What has the agency had to say?
Yeah, I mean, I think they've been feeling the heat today. How could it be that within 2 months, like literally 2 months, we have a second attempt, apparent attempt on Donald Trump's life? But we heard earlier from the acting director of the Secret Service, and he's only the acting director because the previous director stood down in the wake of that first attempt on Donald Trump's life in Butler, Pennsylvania, after admitting that it was the agency's worst failure in decades. And Ronald Rowe suggesting in a media conference that actually things had gone pretty well and that their systems were working pretty well during that incident at the golf course.
Who was visually sweeping the area of the 6th green, saw the subject armed with what he perceived to be a rifle and immediately discharged his firearm. The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agent. With reports of gunfire, the former president's close protection detail immediately evacuated the president to a safe location. The protective methodologies of the Secret Service were effective yesterday.
Now, at the same time, Ron Rowe said that the Secret Service was effectively redlining, that it was stretched to capacity and that further conversations were necessary with Congress. So you got a sense there that Ronald Rowe wanted to defend the actions of the Secret Service, which really has been under fire over these past couple of months. At the same time, using pretty diplomatic language, he was certainly saying that they are very stretched and they do need more resources.